Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0. For my dear guys, for my dear audience, in this video I will describe some different and much beautiful dye flower pot ideas. My dear guys, when we talk about our flower pot, then a question arises in our mind like, how can we make a flower pot or paint a flower pot, or how many type of flower pot made, a flower pot making different design, different painting order. So my dear guys, first of all, what is a flower pot? Here is a question which is arise in our mind. My dear guys, our flower pot or flower planter or planted is a pot in which flowers is a container in which flowers and other plants are cultivated and displayed. Historically and still to a significant extent today, they are made from plain terracotta with no ceramic glaze, with a round shape, tapering inward. So flower pot are now often also made from plastic, different metal, wood also, stone, are sometimes biodegradable material. Different example biodegradable parts are ones made of heavy brown paper, cardboard, or peat or moss in which young plants for transplanting are grown. So for seedling starting in commercial greenhouse or polytunnels, pots usually take the form of trays with cells, each cell acting as one small pot. So these trays are often called flats. There are usually holes in the bottom of pots to allow excess water to flow out. Sometimes to a saucer that is placed under the flower pot. The plant can use this water with its root as needed. Recently, some flower pots have been made with a automatic watering system using a reservoir. So, if we talk about the purpose, flower pots have a number of uses such as transporting plant to new location, starting seeds, patios, and indoor cultivation of plants, and the growing of tender plants in a cold region indoor through the centuries. So, the use of flower pots has influenced the horticulture use of plants, and the Egyptians were among the first to use pots to move plants from one location to another. The Romans brought potted plant inside during cold weather. In the 18th century, pots were used to ship breadfruit seedlings from Tahiti to the west insides, also orchid, African violets, and Pelargonium. Uh, Geraniums were shipped in pots from other parts of the world, including Africa to North America and Europe. So, in the 18th century, Joyce Wood's flower pot or chachi pots were very popular. They were often highly decorative and used as table centerpieces. So in Athens, earthenware flower pots were thrown into the sea during the festival of gardens of Adonis. So Theophrastus mentioned that a plant called southern wood was raised and propagated in pots because it was difficult to grow. So the top of flower pot underneath the rim is commonly known as the shoulder or cooler and can aid handling. So my dear guys, if we talk about a classification, then flower pots were traditionally made from terracotta. They were made and sold by the cost, which is the number of pots produced from a given quantity of clay. The traditional size were as follow. I prescribe in my video also. in description. 1 and 20 top diameter and depth 18 inch, and 12 to 18 and 14 depth inches, and different other. So my dear guys, when we talk about some nursery position, in the nursery business, plants are generally grown in the round or square plastic pots. Some organizations such as the Royal Horticulture Society encourage the reuse of plastic plant pots and trays across their retail sanctuaries. In some garden centers, this is done by not letting the plastic growing pots leave the garden center, and simply place the plant inside a cardboard or newspaper. The sleeve for transportation, peat pots and paper pots are also being used and have the advantage of facilitating transplanting, as they don't need to be pulled out of a container for planting purpose. Whether the whole container and plant is directly planted, also for sale purpose. There is no need to cover the container as it is biodegradable and can't and does not need to be reused or recycled. Some type exist focusing on vegetable, whereas other paper nut system exists the focus on larger plant. My dear guys, if we talk about in United States, the size of plastic pots have been assigned an ANSI standard by the American Nursery and Landscape Association. So in Europe, plastic pots come in number of standard size with a code indicating the approximate dimension of diameter at the top 6 centimeter to 6 feet code, and 6 centimeter height, 6 centimeter diameter, and approximate imperial equivalent 2.25. So water in the soil of high pots is more easily pulled down by gravitational forces than in low pots, and hence the soil does not remain wet for a long time. Though is relevant as plant roots of most species don't only need water but also air, oxygen. If the potting soil is too wet, plants may suffer from a lack of oxygen around the roots. So, my dear guys, I think my these pot ideas, which is hanged, are different, made by different items like clay or other, inspire you much. If inspired, then subscribe my channel and like my video and share my video with your affectionate love. So thank you very much guys for watching my video.